Hello everyone, I'm Jessica Blackbird. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you in advance. You guys, I'm going to read an article from Reuters, and this concerns all of us here in the U.S. So President Biden, according to this article, to announce U.S. oil reserve release to prevent price spikes. U.S. President Joe Biden will announce a plan on Wednesday, that's today, to sell off the last portion of his release from the nation's emergency oil reserve by year's end and detail a strategy to refill the stockpile when prices drop, administration officials said. The plan is intended to add supply to prevent oil price spikes that could hurt consumers and businesses, while also assuring U.S. drillers that the government will swoop into the market as a buyer if prices plunge too low. Biden's efforts to use federal powers to balance the U.S. oil market underscores just how much the war in Ukraine, rampant inflation, and a recent Saudi-backed OPEC production cut have upended the plans of a president who came into office vowing to undo the oil industry and move the country swiftly to a fossil fuel-free future. And you guys, I'm going to interject with my opinion. He did promise to try to move us away from fossil fuel. But, did he have a crystal ball to see that the Ukraine war would start? Nope, he didn't. So we really cannot put this problem on his back and blame him and his administration for this. With war comes all sorts of issues. And we're not the only country who has seen gas prices go up. Europe has it way worse than we do, in my opinion. I mean, these people are most likely going to freeze this winter unless, something happens out of left field to help them out with this, lack of gas that they have to heat their homes. So this war is not only being fought in Ukraine, but it is spread its tentacles across the world. And we were already reeling from the CV-19 issue. And it's, guys, I hope that it doesn't get worse, but it looks like it will. Food prices are soaring, and I don't know if the president's plan is going to help that much with anything really, but at least he's trying. So let's get back to the article. It also reflects the administration's desire to keep inflation in check, particularly in the weeks before November congressional elections, in which Biden's fellow Democrats hope to retain control of Congress. You guys, I just don't see where the Democrats are going to hold control. I really don't. I hate to say it to you guys who are banking on that, but if they're dependent on the black vote, there are so many young black people who are not voting Democrat. And, this is a free country. We can vote for whomever we want to vote for. Back to the article. U.S. presidents have little control over petroleum prices, but the country's massive gasoline consumption, the highest in the world, means high prices at the pump can be political poison. Retail gasoline prices have fallen from a high in June, but remain above historical averages. It did fall quite a bit here in Louisiana, but it's on the rise again. About 2 weeks ago, it was around 277 a gallon where I'm at, and it is like 337 now. So quite a bit. It raised quite a bit. So earlier this year, Biden decided to sell 180 million barrels out of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to combat a potential supply crisis brought about by sanctions on oil-rich Russia following its February invasion of Ukraine. While the initial plan was to end those sales in November, purchases by companies including Marathon Petroleum Corporation, ExxonMobil, and Valero Energy were slower than expected over the summer, and some 15 million barrels remain unsold. Those will be put up for bidding for delivery in December, a senior administration official said, and extra oil could also be made available if needed. The president's going to keep a careful eye on announcing today that whatever we're doing today could continue and see additional strategic releases if necessary, senior U.S. Energy Advisor Amos Hochstein said on Wednesday. So now they're going to talk about how they're going to replenish the, oil, the strategic petroleum reserves for the U.S. So the president's also going to be announcing that we are going to replenish the SPR, Hochstein said in an interview with CNN. Biden will lay out a plan to refill the emergency reserve in the upcoming years, but only at prices at or below a range of $67 to $72 a barrel for West Texas Intermediate, the U.S. oil benchmark, the senior administration official said. There's no imminent threat of oil collapse, Hochstein said on CNBC later. Biden's hope is to send a signal to both consumers and producers. He is calling on the private sector in the United States to do two things. One is take this signal and increase production, increase the investment. And number two is to make sure that as they are taking these profits, as they are benefiting from these markets, that they are continuing to give the consumer the appropriate price, the official said. In recent weeks, the oil industry has grown increasingly concerned the administration might take the drastic step of banning or limiting exports of gasoline or diesel to help build back sagging U.S. inventories. They have called on the administration to take the option off the table, a move officials are unwilling to do. We are keeping all tools on the table, anything that could potentially help ensure stable domestic supply, the official said. So you guys, they're going to throw everything that they have at the gas prices, at the oil prices, to try to keep it affordable for, the citizens of the U.S. And there are so many things at play right now, you guys, that it's unbelievable that some of us are still above water when, concerning being able to put gas in our cars and being able to keep the lights on. There are people who can't even pay their rent with just the increase on food prices that we've seen. There are people with families who are now moving in with others or homeless. Just go on the internet and see how many people this is happening to. It's sad. And sadly, lots of people are not prepared at all. And sometimes people just don't have the extra money to prepare to buy, like I talked about in one of my videos. If you have extra when you're shopping, pick up a little something every week. Make a basket for your parents or an older person who is living on a fixed income and needs help. Well, these people who are losing their homes, not being able to pay mortgage or rent because of the food price hikes. They can't help anyone because they can't help themselves. And now they're in a position where they need help. So let's look out for our neighbors, you guys. I know that it seems like a lot to be able to give just a little bit, whatever extra you can. In, these scary times, we all want to hold on to every cent that we can. But if you can help somebody out, even if it's just providing one meal to a person that you know is struggling, that's something. It gives them a full stomach for the night, and then they can, go on the next day and figure out what they're going to do that day. I'm not telling you guys to go broke helping out, and definitely look out for your family first. Always family first, you guys. But if you can help, especially the elderly, then help out. Anyway, you guys, let's all keep our hands together in prayer and hope and pray that these these gas prices don't continue to climb, because it will cut into people's budgets. When oil prices go up, electricity, everything goes up. So we're living in hard times for some of us right now. But let's just stay in prayer and stay positive, because this too shall pass. All right, you guys, let me know what the gas prices are in your neck of the woods, how they have, I don't think anybody's gas prices are going down now. So let me know, how much have they gone up by, and how is it affecting your family with all of this going on? So let's talk about it in the comments.